what's going to happen with both these guys? They're going to take the Cristantes. They're going to take the Pellegrinis. They're going to take the Mancinis. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to roll out all the same guys that they know. And like, that's going to be it. Like, we're going to go into the Euros with a back line of Mancini, Di Lorenzo, Spinazzola, like all Pellegrini's still going to be starting. Immobile will somehow make the team. Bernadeschi's going to be the right wing. Like it's like an overreaction, but I'm being serious.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Calcio Culture. We've got to talk about it. The 2026 World Cup is in the books, and folks, that final was rough to sit through. Argentina diving all over the pitch, didn't have a real shot on target to the 107th minute, and showed the U.S. soccer kind of not what the beautiful game is about, unfortunately. But that's just where we start. We got to break down how Spain actually pulled this whole thing off, how Argentina looked like a team that didn't actually deserve to be in the final. We're going to talk Messi versus Ronaldo we got in this World Cup. We got Norway's surprise run, but maybe not so surprised to some people. The hydration break, we're talking flops, team of the tournament, all that and more. And then we'll break it down, kind of going into a deeper dive of what this all means for Italy, new appointments, things like that. I'm Motts, here with my co-host Vos. Before I let ask Vos how I'm doing, just want to talk to the Paisanos really quick. I have a new background. I have moved. We're going to fix it all up. We're not fully in yet. That will be coming. Excited for that. Last thing, got the Juventus pink kits on because Juventus dropped a new away kit that is pink. That is Chef's Kiss. With that, Vos, how are you doing?
We're 4 weeks, I think it is, from Serie A. And I'm kind of happy the World Cup's over. I miss having soccer every day, but this was not my favorite World Cup for a number of reasons we're going to get into here. I'm happy that Messi got a big spotlight, and I think like this is probably his sign-off. But overall, I think there was more things I did not like than things I liked about this World Cup. That being said, now we can get some transfer market, hopefully, and Serie A gets moving, hopefully, because it's been very quiet apart from a particular city in Italy, that is Florence, who have somehow just mustered up like 100 mil and splashed it everywhere.
Fiorentina are trying to not get relegated. They said we are not okay with last season.
But yeah, but guys, Matt's already kind of alluded to it. This is our final World Cup kind of summary episode, and then we're going to be back, all things Serie A, starting next week. We're going to be back on our normal weekly routine. So everybody that's been here before, you know the drill. Everybody that's not been here, strap in, get ready. Serie A's elite. It's epic, and we're going to be here covering it.
Yeah, and like, subscribe, comment if you're new. If you're not new, still like, subscribe, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend on all your streaming platforms. YouTube. This is Logan's thing.
Spotify.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah, you got it.
At Calcio Culture FC. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell.
Yeah, and last thing on that. Anybody that's like a normal listener or new who knows we're going to be talking about Serie A, if there's anything you want us to talk about, let us know, because we're trying to figure out how we're going to do the preview, because basically nothing has happened apart from managers. So we don't really want to start previewing teams just yet, because we assume a bunch of business is going to happen.
When nothing has happened.
Like with Juve, like they signed Ecuador, but like outside of that, it's like, okay, same shit, like nothing new. But we'll get into that starting next week. So just give us a shout if there's anything you're interested in hearing about. Motts, let's get into the World Cup final here. That's the place to start on wrapping this World Cup up.
Yeah. So real quick, I alluded it to in the introduction. The game itself might have been definitely like the worst World Cup final I've ever watched. Probably the worst final I've ever watched as well. I'm trying to really think, like, just in terms of like aesthetically pleasing.
I think the only other final that I can think of that really sucked was Chelsea Man City, which was 1-0, and that game.
That's a good point. That's fair.
But this was bad too.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Argentina, no shots on target to the 107th minute. They're clear.
No shots on target.
Correct.
Period.
No shots.
They had no shots.
Yeah.
Generally.
Their full strategy was just try to play until PKs, which, if you're going to give them some credit, they almost got there. But it was, they had 2 total touches in Spain's box the entire game. Pretty awful. But that leads us to Spain. Just utter and pure domination in the final and in the World Cup. If you just taking a step back and looking at who they played in the knockout stages to get to the final, you're talking Portugal, you're talking Belgium, You're talking France, who probably was the top team in the tournament until they met Spain. And Belgium was a little bit of a struggle, but other than that, they dismantled every single team. And then they broke a lot of records. They've only allowed one goal in the tournament. That broke Italy's record of the least amount of goals in a World Cup. They also broke Italy's record of the most minutes played without allowing a goal. And then they lastly broken another one of Italy's records, which is they now have 38 games unbeaten, which is the longest streak in international history. And the cherry on top, they did that during the World Cup. So they're not just playing qualifiers or like
Yeah,
no-name
sure, good
teams.
point.
They're playing the A squad, golden generation of nations in the gotta have it moments and not losing a game, which is very impressive. So tip the cap. They deserve to win. Now they go Euro 2024 and World Cup 2026. So very impressive.
Yeah, and in the middle of that, they also won the Nations League, and then I'm trying to think if they won everything else.
Did
Yeah,
Portugal
and
not win that?
no, they won it. Well, they did, but they won it in 23, 24. So it was like in between everything. Or I guess it was
Okay.
before the Euros. It would have been
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that it's kind of tough. It sucks that Messi like didn't get one, but at the end of the day, this was the best team in the tournament, won the tournament. And beyond that, they beat everybody else that was like arguably in this position, right? Like Portugal, Belgium, France, and then Argentina and England, right? Like those were the other people going into the tournament that were like people like, okay, these are the favorites. And England's the only team they didn't play in that bunch. And then if you look at it from the other side of things, Argentina played them and only gave England 7 touches in their box. So then for them to go do this to Argentina is just ridiculous.
That was just to clear that up. That was 7 touches in Argentina's box in the last 39 minutes of the second half. That's probably due to Thomas Tuchel's
Parking the
questionable
bus.
tactics and substitutions that cost them the game. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for that, I think England would have won and it would have been a
Right.
better final. So yes, they did dominate in the second half, but that was more so on Tuchel, I think. But you're right.
I think my point though with Spain is like they would have just done
right.
this to anybody they play.
Correct. I agree.
They pummeled
like England,
France.
not to make this like a what if. England, number one, they can't possess the ball enough, so they have to work too hard off the ball,
Yeah.
and especially with how Spain can possess it. But number two, England was so reliant on Jude and Harry Kane, and that
Right.
was it. And if you look at the France game, France have the best individual probably players in the tournament as a team, but Spain showed how much better it is to work as a team rather than have individual guys. And I think Spain would have smothered England, and it wouldn't have been. Maybe England would have got a shot or two, or maybe more shots. Like it would have been a little bit more back and forth. But Spain would have, no matter who they would have played, they would have handled the game exactly like they did against Portugal, Belgium, and France and Argentina. They would have dominated possession. They would have dominated the chances created, and they would have won. They rightfully won this game.
And there's like a lot of different things I want to talk about with Spain for sure. And I don't want to get ahead in like talking about Italy, but everything that Spain has done is like the opposite of what Italy has done. And like since like 2000, so like over the last 26 years, they have played the exact same way, turned over the squad like 3 full times basically. And in that time, they now have won 2 World Cups and I think 3 European Championships and a Nations League. Like that is how you build a team, right? Like the team has played the exact same way. And like this, like player to player, they are not the best team in the tournament. But as a team, they just suffocate everybody because everybody knows exactly what they're trying to do. And even within that now, like we have like the new school, like Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, who are more like, I would say out of the normal Spanish profile. Like they're more flair players.
Mold.
But they get to the national team and it goes away for a very large part.
But
right?
no, but they have used that to their advantage.
Right.
And we're going to talk about the manager in a little bit. But like they play the same in terms of their tiki-taka, but they're much more vertical and direct
when they have the opportunity.
Than the Iniesta, Xavi, David Silva era, which there was a small gap where they kind of didn't know where to go and like how to play because they didn't have they had the guys that could still possess it, but they weren't necessarily at the level of the Busquets, David Silva, Xavi, Iniesta. So the Nico Williams and the Lamine Yamal being more direct has helped them, and then they're still able to lean on the tiki-taka when is needed. And they do what I've always said is the best defense is just keep the ball away, death by 1,000 passes. They almost catch their breath and like work less hard by just like, we're just going to pass around you and
we're going to make you move.
you're gonna move and be tired, and then at the end of the game when we're winning, you have no energy left. So you're right that they've had a system. It's just been tweaked ever so slightly. And then to your point, in terms of the opposite of Italy, they've had they've invited the young players to come
Yeah.
play. Lamine Yamal was owning the Euros at 16 years old. Cubarsi, the youngest, got the young player of the game. He's 19 and made a game-winning tackle to clear the ball off when Argentina had their one opportunity. Nico Williams is young, right? Like they're Pedri. Like
Yeah,
they are not
Gavi didn't play, but
afraid.
like
They're
all
not
those
afraid to go
guys.
to their young talent, and then they still rely on some old veterans that can lead them, like a Rodri, like a Danny Olmo.
I would even go far, like, and let's go into the manager because I think that is really the key to this in De La Fuente, and he deserves an insane amount of credit because it's at the end of the day, it's on the manager to make the decision to A, take young guys, and then B, play these young guys, right? Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams were the stars of the Euros. Like they were the most. That is why Spain won the Euros because they were that good, and that was
Yeah,
when they were like
but
16 and 18. And then Pedri was a piece of that, like Gavi, like all these guys, and now it's Kubarsi. And then on the flip side of things, benching Pedri, like that is a massive decision in itself. And noticing I'm going to take Fabian Rui now, like he's a guy that we need to get this done. He was obviously great in the Euros, but I think a lot of managers
never
would have
lost in his Spain
right.
career.
And I think a lot of managers would have been like, we're not going to go with them. Like, we're just going to go with the guys like in Spain. Like, we're going to go with the Pedri, like, and that kind of thing. And this is the model because in 2 years, they're going to be the favorite to win the Euros. And there's no reason
but
not to
even
think that.
then, and then it's like, okay, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams were the stars of the Euros. Nico Williams had some injury issues, so he didn't really feature a ton, but he did get in, obviously, and he had the assist that won them the
Oh my
game.
God. Off the
Lamine
bench, he was
Yamal,
a menace.
yeah, Lamine
Pedri too off the
Yamal
bench.
wasn't Pedri, but like Lamine Yamal wasn't at the peak of what
Right.
he was doing in the Euros in this World Cup, but it didn't matter. It was Cucurella stepped up. Pedro Porro, who I'm not gonna lie, didn't really know who he was before this World Cup. Now I know who he is. Like it's just Mikel Merino like
Oh my
comes
God.
in and is
Weapon.
is one of the best strikers, and he's not a striker. Like
yeah.
and he does it for Arsenal as well. And then the way that they press when they lose the ball,
counter press is, oh my God.
it is a thing of beauty. I struggle with pronouncing their striker's name.
Oyasabal.
Oyasabal. He had the most turnovers forced in the tournament. Their center striker, their striker. That just shows how hard they work when they lose the ball in their opposing final third. Like they get the ball back immediately, and then they're recycling and creating more opportunities. So the press the old Spain didn't really ever have that. They just like had
They did. It just wasn't at the
possession.
same. It wasn't the same level. Yeah,
The
like,
intensity is crazy.
fucking
Ferran
nasty.
Torres loses his spot, stays locked in, and gets the game-winning goal. Like it's a beautiful thing what they've built. They built it from the ground up. Even on the women's side, like they dominate as well. Like it's a well-oiled machine, which is it's impressive to watch.
Yeah, and I think my last point on Spain, I think what makes this so insane is like somebody that just doesn't know anything about soccer. You just be like these guys are just way better than everybody, and like they're doing this at the highest level, just like pummeling teams. And it's why can everybody do this? Because it's really hard. It's really hard to be this good. And like the way they just squeeze teams in so they can counter press the way that they do is just it's like they've perfected how you play soccer.
Yeah,
it's the only way I can
it's beautiful to watch. I'll make one last point and then we'll move on to Argentina. Rodri.
Oh my God.
He's top class, dude. He came off the ACL. People were saying, oh, I don't know if he could find his form again. He didn't have the best year at City. They came in fucking second place and came down to the wire. And then he just got the golden ball of this World Cup. Just dominates the tempo, controls the game. He's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but like what he does,
once in a while,
does not lose the ball.
Goals.
He does. He has scored big clutch goals in his career, but he's not going to drop an assist or a goal a game. Like, but he's going to dictate the tempo. He's going to win the ball back. He's going to just calm the storm when is needed. Take the sting out of the game. He is just poetry to watch.
He is, and he sits at the base of the teams. It makes this all happen. It's ridiculous.
And I know Pep has coached them both, and he always says like, "Oh, Busquets is different." I don't know who gets in, Rodri or Busquets, dude.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit. I think where Rodri is better is I think he creates a little bit more on the offensive side of things. But Busquets, like I think the biggest difference is Busquets is the most press-resistant player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Dude, Rodri,
Rodri's right
you
up
can't
there.
take the ball
No,
from
I
him.
know. Yeah, I know. It's close. It is really close.
It's
It's
so
hard to
close. But
say. I think they
Pep
are
has said like
different.
it's Busquets, which is
I mean,
crazy.
Busquets is nasty.
Rodri is so good. But Rodri's done it, in my opinion, with like I don't wanna diminish like Pedri or Fabian Rui or Dani Olmo, but like Busquets had Xavi and Iniesta next to him. Like I don't
Yeah,
think Spain those guys are that level, and Busquets had better players next to him, in my opinion, which might
yeah.
have enhanced the way that. But like I agree, he's obviously great. But I don't want to go down this road. But
The
like
whole thing with
it's
Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets is like you can't like they're all there because of each other. I think that's the
yeah,
difference. Like they
it's
were just always together, and it was the perfect mix of players. So
yeah.
Argentina, though, do you want to start in
Oof, man.
Argentina? Mixed bag for me.
Dude. Okay, I'll start on Argentina. Number one, terrible final from them. Okay,
Yeah, it was
awful. Like
bad, really bad.
this was clear South American terrace ball, diving, complaining, over exaggerating, stalling the game, trying to not let a flow happen. And then, like, if something would happen to them, complaining, like trying to get calls, but leaving in, not even getting stuck in, like fucking going for calves and ankles. Like, I was watching Paraguay out there and it was disgusting. And I'm a Messi guy. Like I support Argentina because I think Messi is the best player of all time. This World Cup has left me with some question marks with the like, and I get it. They were older and they kind of had to do it this way because like what we said in the preview episode, it's like, hey, all these guys are just 4 years older than what they were last year. But I it was tough to watch. And I think that it like showed like it we talk about who Spain went through: Portugal, Belgium, France. I don't remember who Argentina went through because they weren't
Other
very
than
good. It was
other
like
than England,
Egypt.
right? Like they
Yeah, it
struggled
was
against Egypt. They
Egypt.
struggled against Cape
Switzerland was
Verde.
good, but
Yeah, but they're
Switzerland,
not like that good.
Switzerland is solid, but yeah, they're not Belgium or they're not Portugal or France. But they also they and yes, I'm forgetting the Switzerland player's name. He dove, but they give the red
Oh,
card.
and
Like
Bolo, yeah, yeah, yeah.
they call the Egypt goal back from fucking the 18
From like
yard line.
a minute before, yeah.
Like I didn't think
They had a
I
lot of
thought
calls. They had calls go their way.
they had Messi not get the red card in early on. Like to me, what I saw in this World Cup was very clear. We're trying to get Messi to the fucking final. Like we are. And
And
it's
I think
just
Ronaldo got some calls too at the end of the day. Like they were
I
it
don't
just
disagree,
seems
but
like
the Argentina got
yeah,
way
100%.
more.
100%. I agree with you. And I think the stat was they had the most fouls committed and the least amount of yellow cards or something. It was something along those lines, or like their ratio was the lowest. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they were kind of lucky to get where they were. I mean, they went to 120 minutes how many times? Like 4 times.
Yeah.
And they had all these calls go their way. And I don't know. For me, it was definitely, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it felt like a little bit rigged. Like every
Oh my God, dude.
opportunity they got, it was Argentina get something. Like
Yeah.
it was
And this
always
goes back,
happening.
and for me, this now goes back to last World Cup. And I was one of those, I was like, listen, in soccer, you're gonna have 50-50 calls. The biggest one in the last World Cup was obviously the Netherlands game, right? Like Argentina probably should have got 2 red cards. That
Yeah,
Messi should have been
for
one of them
sure.
on the second yellow with the handball, and
Paredes
then
should have had one.
Paredes
Yeah,
launched the ball into the
on
Netherlands,
a yellow.
into like their bench. Like it was crazy. That game aside, I didn't think too much crazy shit happened for
Yeah,
Argentina. That wasn't unfair. But that game was crazy. And then you pair it with the Egypt game, and then you pair it with a Switzerland
and
game,
then
and then
Messi
like it's
red. Yeah,
yeah, and so it's starting to become like, oh my goodness, like, but then you can't take away like Messi, like
was
what he
oh my
does
god.
on the pitch is
He
he's
dragged this
39
team.
years old.
He dragged this team through the tournament
Yeah,
again.
and
Yeah,
then you do have to respect the players outside of Messi, like the Argent, like they are willing, they are like Antonio Conte mindset. We will fucking die on this pitch for our Jesus Christ, Lionel Messi. Like
yeah.
we will
Oh,
sacrifice
Otamendi has Messi tatted on his stomach.
on his ribs. Yeah. Like so they like their passion, like their fight for their jersey, their
Right.
fight for their country is something that I do like to see.
Yeah.
But when you add the diving, stalling, calling, asking for all the calls, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth personally.
Yeah.
And I think that at the end of the day, they were exposed. This was not a team that should have been in the World Cup final, right? And they were exposed. But if on the flip side of it, like if you just played against Spain, you just look like a bad team. Like they dismantled France. Like
Yeah.
France looked terrible against Spain.
Yeah, and at the
So
end of the day, they
mm,
they had 2 great chances at the end of the game. I would say they should have scored on one of them.
yes,
And then
100%,
and all of a
which would have been
sudden, we're in
crazy.
penalties and, like, who
But
knows?
I will say this, for football, like, that thank God that did not happen. Like,
Yeah,
if
no, I agree.
Argentina won this game on fucking shithousing PKs, that would have been bad for the brand of
I already
football.
think it was bad overall. I think
Oh,
that
yeah, it was.
my biggest takeaway from the tournament is officiating needs to be totally revamped because of VAR. It is every game, the
Or
story
just the
is
rules in
the
general.
number one, like, talking point coming out of every single game of the tournament was, like, a call. That was like a ticky-tack. Even I would even say this: the Luka Dean foul on Lamine Yamal, in that when he like kicked him trying to clear the ball. Like, I get it that that's a foul, but like we're gonna give a PK because a guy was clearing a ball and Lamine Yamal just jumped into him to get kicked. It's just like
Mhm.
all these things now are just adding up where it's like the game is dictated more by the officiating than the players, right? Like, in all everybody's going for are these like little ticky tack kind of fouls, and everybody's diving.
Yeah,
What I do
yeah.
like is the turnover or the throw in 5 second rule, great rule. The goal kick 5 second rule, great rule. Like, let's get more stuff like that in the game to make it more about playing than
Yeah,
like these little like dark arts that I get they're always going to be in the game, right? Like, I'm not saying that like people aren't going to dive because I think that's unrealistic, but we have to change the bar for what's a foul at this point.
yeah. I also like the, if you get medical attention, you have to stay off the pitch for a
I like it
minute as
too.
long as it's not your head. I like that because it gets people up quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like the calls, like you look and you could clearly tell like but when they were going to the monitor or if there's a questionable call, it was like, which is the bigger nation here? Like, who do they want to
Yeah.
advance?
True.
They're getting
True.
that call. Like the Norway England game when the ball hit the wire, it was England scored. So it's like, no, it didn't. Like, so it's like, I don't know if that's a FIFA thing. I don't know if that's a referee thing, but like shit's got to be fixed. But it's funny, and we talked about this before we started recording. Like we have clearly now witnessed that it doesn't matter what stage you're in. The Premier League, the German league, French league, even though I don't really watch those leagues, I now know there is corruption. The World Cup fucking rigging games, refs are giving calls, and the only league that will ever make a fuss and punish themselves is the Serie A. The World
That is
Cup
true.
does it. The Premier League, Manchester City have like 200 accounts of like fraud. Nothing's gonna happen to them because what it's only gonna hurt their league. Serie A, fuck it.
Juve, on the other
We'll
hand,
kill the league.
pees on the toilet seat, and they get fined and
We'll
docked points.
kill this league if
Yeah,
we
no,
have to,
that is
which is just
true.
fucked up.
That is really true. And then my last point here on Argentina, and I guess we can kind of turn it into like the Messi Ronaldo thing, but losing this game, does it do anything from like a Messi perspective for you?
No,
Like,
I
does it
mean,
change
listen,
anything?
he's got his World Cup. Like winning it would have been insane for him. Like
Yeah,
what it would
3
have
World Cup
done.
finals he's played in. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, no, losing doesn't do anything. He was 39 years old. I didn't really expect Argentina to get to the final.
Yeah,
I think he had a fantastic World Cup. I think Rodri deserved the Golden Boot. I wouldn't have been shocked if they gave it to Messi or the Golden
yeah.
Ball.
You kind of have to
I
give
wouldn't
it
have
to
been
a winner, though.
yeah. Although
Yeah.
Messi got it when they lost to Germany
Mm.
and Modric got it as well when they lost to France. But no, this doesn't. He's playing in the MLS. Like this doesn't hurt his legacy at all.
Yeah.
It now, so it's like I think what we're gonna see is like Argentina might fall off a cliff here. Like they are
Yeah, that's
so
true.
reliant on Messi. Now they obviously have Nico Paz coming up, who's like this like young, exciting player. Obviously, I'm not saying he's the next Messi, but they do have some young guys that can maybe help them out and make them like kind of go far in tournaments.
Yeah.
But like they're so reliant on Messi that like and you got Christian Romero's getting older, Otamendi, like you mentioned, Emi
He's kind of
Martinez,
on the way out.
who
Yeah.
he's old, but like him or not, like Argentina won like two
Yeah.
Copa Americas, one World Cup on I think 3 penalty shootouts or 2 penalty shootouts. So he's a big player. McAllister's kind of, even though he came on like
Enzo, I would
last
say
World Cup, he's
Enzo's
getting
like
older. So
young.
there's a
Enzo's the young one. Yeah. It's a mixed bag.
yeah,
But
Enzo's
at the end
young.
of the day, like
The manager,
Scaloni, yeah, who knows what he's gonna do? And
he's stepping down in December.
it's just like, yeah, with Messi out of there, it's such a revamp because I mean, before Messi was Maradona. Like they were like Maradona go win games, and then they
But
weren't that good.
There was like a
and now it's Messi go win
yes.
games, and now it's like what's gonna happen? And even with Messi,
Nico Paz go win games.
yeah, like pretty much that's gonna be it. And even with Messi, like Messi dragged this team. Like when they won last time, Messi dragged them through that tournament. But yeah, I
mean,
agree with you.
You can
And then
argue he dragged them in every World Cup. He dragged them,
Yeah.
right? Against
Higuain
Germany,
is the
dragged
reason
them.
he doesn't have 2 World Cup wins.
You pay what, $90 million
And
release
then-
clause.
I don't want to like talk too much on Messi Ronaldo debate, but it's Messi, right? Without question.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that my brother, and you should have him on once. He's like the biggest Ronaldo fan. I think he makes some valid points. Like Ronaldo's peak when he did 3 Champions League in a row, the three-peat, and then within that, Portugal did win the Euros. Now he was obviously injured. That's a pretty good peak, but Messi, I think, is better. I think it's Ronaldo's hurting his legacy by continuing to play for Portugal. I understand why he does it because like that's who he is. He's a workhorse. Like he loves obviously his country, and he's done a lot for Portugal. Look at all these brand names that Portugal have now. But like it's kind of hurt him the last 2 World Cups with how he plays and how he doesn't. And I also think it's a little bit of Portugal as well. And I think Jamie Carragher said this he said, Argentina plays for Messi, Portugal play for themselves, and that's the difference. They don't play for Ronaldo. So I do think it's some parts on the teammates as well. But like Ronaldo, you're 41. Like you're not what you once were. You can't play 90 minutes. You got to be the super sub, or you're getting your 60 and then you're coming off.
Yeah. I mean, I think what I don't like about the whole Messi Ronaldo thing is like I think Messi's way better than Ronaldo. I'm going to say that because I think it's true. At the end of the day, he's won like 10 La Ligas and 4 Champions League, and Ronaldo has 2 La Ligas and 5 Champions League. So if we want to do the trophy debate, then like we can do that. But I think it just becomes like because you like Messi, then Ronaldo like can't be that good. And at the end of the day, he's probably the best pure goal scorer of all time. Like, and I don't think that should be taken away from him. And I think to your point, he's probably hurt his legacy more than anything. And this is probably the last World Cup where we have both of them playing. And now I don't know where like what comes next, because like Mbappe is exciting, Lamine Yamal is exciting, but like we are not going to see 2 guys like this ever again. I don't think it would be.
Yeah, the numbers they put up are
ridiculous in like ability
for
to just like
10
take over
straight
games.
years.
Yeah, like can just show up always in big moments to like win things for their teams. Like that's the difference. Like Mbappe has showed up a couple of big times, but like Mbappe's been in big Champions League games and not showed up. Yes, for France, he usually shows up. I'll give him that, but it's not at the same level at all.
I mean, he's 27 years old. He has no Champions League trophies. Like he's never won a Champions League. So without
Mbappe's
a doubt,
27.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep. Yes, 27. His next World Cup, he will be 31. So maybe he can get 2 more, but he might not have that speed.
His legs are going to go.
He might not. Yeah. I think he could definitely play at 31, but like, is he going to get a goal a game? Like, dude, and we're going to get to Mbappe, so I don't want to talk too much on it, but like this dude, what he does in World Cups / for France is insane. Now we'll leave it at that, and then we'll talk about him more when we get to the team and the tournament, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Other major stories, we kind of already talked about officiating. Norway, do we want to speak on them? They're really fucking good.
Yeah. Listen, Norway's a small nation. They dominated the qualifiers, right? Italy, part of the reason why Italy didn't make it was because Norway's in their bracket, and Norway scored like 40 goals and allowed like 6. And honestly, I'm not shocked by this. Like they have a great team, good manager, solid. I think they could have beat England if they played it a little differently. Right. I think they beat slow Brazil to start. They should have took the game to England.
Like that's crazy that Norway beat Brazil, and it wasn't surprising. Yeah, if you know.
And Holland,
like if you knew.
Yeah, it's not, and that shows you. This is like, this is like what I'm about to say is like very obvious, but the power of having a insanely good goal scorer just wins you games.
Yeah, that's true. It's also like it's like the same thing though, like with Spain. Like Norway plays as a team. and they keep the ball, they press the shit out of you, and like the sum of their parts gets them further. Brazil, great example, just kind of shoots from the hip, and they've kind of struggled for the last 20 years. Yeah, and that's Norway's not going away either. I think in the Euros they're going to be
Individual
just as
talent,
successful.
I agree. Norway's not going anywhere for a little bit. But this Norway shows individual talents can only get you so far. Teams can get like playing like a team gets you further, and then having an individual talent as well that shines because of the team can get you to
Ridiculous
get you
levels.
places. Because you're talking like a ball that hit a wire away from Norway possibly beating England to playing Argentina in the semifinals. Like think about that. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, next story, hydration breaks.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted to skip over it because I am praying this is not one of the things that like ekes into all of football now, where it's like, oh, we got
No chance.
a commercial break for hydration breaks, like such a load of horse shit.
No chance.
This is something Serie A actually does right. Like if it's really hot, they're going hydration break, no commercial, but there's no pressure on anything. Like we'll do it if we need it. It's very informal. Get your sips, get back out there. We don't do it every game.
Yeah, I don't see this happening in like European. Like this is fully American. we can make some money here.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't know if it's FIFA. I don't know. Like that
Somebody
was
got paid
ridiculous.
to put this in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can get so much money on these ads that we can have. So it's not going to happen. It was terrible. It's funny because I think the stat was like I think they played at like 12 total tournament or total stadiums, and like 7 were inside, and they were still ripping hydration breaks.
So ridiculous. Oh, I could the pitch for the
Oh
World Cup
my.
final was horrible.
So bad.
That is so bad.
That
That got
was
brushed under the
terrible.
rug. The pitch was in horrible shape.
So bad, dude. You could see like the burnt grass
Yeah.
from your couch.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
And then the last kind of story here, U.S. soccer. What is our kind of takeaway? I don't know. I think we're kind of in the same spot. It just looked a little nicer. Like we can't beat
For me,
anybody good.
no. Yeah. There's levels to this. Even though we have players in Europe, we are not on the level of the European nations. And to me, it's a failure because you brought in a manager who had European success. This was our golden generation's peak, and we got to the same exact place that we got to every other World Cup. We didn't get past it. That was the measuring stick. Can you get past the round of 16? Can you get to the quarterfinals? And this was made for 2014 revenge game, USA versus Belgium, when Tim Howard had like the ridiculous 15 saves. And we got the players now that are in Europe. We have experience. And USA had a chance for 59 seconds. Right after the Tillman goal, it was 1-1. We had some momentum, and CDK went and scored. And it was 2-1. And from there, it was not a game. It was an utter domination. There was stupid mistakes made by the USA team. Tim Ream with the most unathletic play ever. How do you not save that ball? But the goalie, I'm forgetting his name because he should never play a World Cup game again. How do you just fucking launch the ball after your first touch? What are you thinking? Pulisic, terrible World Cup. Awful.
May have been injured, but bad
Still
excuse because he's been bad for 6 months.
Terrible World Cup. So, like, very disappointing on my end. I was expecting a lot more from them. And so, in my opinion, it's a failure. But at the same time, you can't really expect much more. Like I would have been ecstatic if we made the quarterfinal. So, if you think about that.
If we had beat Belgium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I think at the same time, we're in the exact same place we were last time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel any better. We don't have anything like in the pipeline that says we're going to get better. They played a little better, but as soon as they played a good team, they like forgot how to play. So like what tells me that we've moved in the right direction?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what's crazy? We destroyed Paraguay, and then Paraguay went and beat Germany and like
you know
Turkey
what I think it was though?
Cup,
I think Paraguay, that was the only game where they tried to play a little bit. Like after that, they're like, we can't play. And they just like parked it. Honestly, that's what happened.
They parked it and then dove and and complained and played fucking classic South American terrace ball.
Yeah, no, that's seriously what happened. But I mean, I think U.S. soccer has just been in the same place it's been in for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried that like we could potentially fall off a cliff because like 4 years ago, like these guys were young. They were 21, 22. Now they're 26, 27. And I don't know who is young that would replace them. That you
Like
know what I like.
Pulisic is already like can't move. Like he can't
Yeah,
play for more than a month at a time without getting hurt. Wes is older now and he plays a ton of minutes generally.
yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. Like we don't like I don't
Yeah,
know
I
who's
don't
next
know.
up.
Other than
So
Tillman.
that's
Tillman's really
Tillman's
good.
really good, very good player.
Yeah, but other than that, like I can't say it's a failure because they got out of the group and won a knockout game.
Yeah, but the round of 32 is like a
It's like
pretend
yeah.
knockout game now. So I think, in my opinion, it's a failure. I'm quarterfinal or bust for me. That was my opinion with USA. Especially like Belgium had a terrible World Cup, although they played Spain really well. If you look at their group stages, they
They
tied
were not good.
Egypt.
Yeah.
They weren't good, and they almost lost to Senegal. It was a very impressive comeback, but like they weren't. Belgium didn't have their shit together at all, and they rocked us.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to like understanding situations and not reacting to them. Like all the Belgian players are just like they tied the game up. So what? Like we'll go and do our thing and we'll probably score again and that's what happened. Like there's a calmness to them and like understanding various game states that the US does not do. Like I think US goes into every game with like here's how we have to play and here's how the game has to go and if it doesn't go that way like we're just going to panic and fuck up.
Yeah,
And like we don't have anything else to think about.
it was very poor. Like I mean, there was no hope in that game. But yeah,
CDK
that's
also fucking balled out in that game.
yes, he did.
That's it for storylines, team of the tournament. I don't think there's going to be any surprises here. Do you want to start going through? Or do you want me to start?
No,
going through?
you run through it.
All right. In goal, we got Spain's Unai Simon. Any honorable shout outs? Like, I guess maybe Emmy. Emmy was pretty good.
The Cape Verde goalkeeper. I don't know his name.
He was good. Yeah. He was good too. That was a good storyline. Didn't go far enough to get into our team of the tournament, unfortunately.
Also, Spain allowed one.
Yeah. So that's going to dictate a lot of this team, as you'll see. Back four, we got Cucurella, Kubarsi. We put Christian Romero in there because I thought he was better than Laporte, but Laporte also could be in there. Lisandro Martinez, I think, could also be in there. And then Pedro Porro, I thought he had a really good tournament, like Mott said. Scored a couple goals.
Scored 2 goals. Cucurella had 2 assists. Kubarsi, obviously young player of the tournament, made that goal line clearance. And I do agree, it could have been Laporte, it could have been Romero, but Argentina did get to the final, albeit maybe questionable, but Christian Romero was pretty solid and definitely definitely 100% hurt Argentina when he came off the pitch.
Yeah, him and Lisandro Martinez got hurt in that game, which is notable. Midfield, we're going 4-2-3-1, guys. Double pivot here. Rodri obviously needs to be a team player of the tournament. And alongside him, we put Jude Bellingham, who I did not even realize scored 7 goals. And I mean, him and Harry Kane dragged England through, and he was phenomenal. I think this is probably the Jude Bellingham that people, I don't want to say have been looking for, but like,
no, 100%.
We've seen it. Like we've seen it before.
We have seen it before, but it's been a little bit since we've seen it for England. And I don't know if people remember Tuchel, like low key was like, is Jude the guy? Like, should I even take him type thing to this World Cup? And now Jude basically was like, I'm more than just a guy. This is like my team. So yeah, Jude had a fantastic World Cup. He benefits, and it'll be interesting to see how he looks outside of when Harry Kane can't play for England, because he benefits so much from how Harry Kane likes to tuck in or drop in to the number 10 spot, and he loves to make that run. So it benefits him a lot, and they play great together. But
they just like don't have the personnel at Real Madrid to do that, which I think kind of hurts him a little bit. Although, you could still do it. Just
he did it before Mbappe came, but now it's tough. Yep, you go.
Yeah, you can do that attacking line.
We got the 3 attackers, Messi on the right, Olise as the 10 spot, and then Mbappe off the left. Olise broke a World Cup record with 7 assists, tying or beating Pele. I can't remember if it was which one. Messi obviously was, Messi. I think he had 8
I think
goals.
Olise also had the record for most shots without scoring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was a tough third.
I mean, but he was nasty. I mean, he is.
Olise is different, and me and Logan went to the Senegal-France game, and he started off on the right, and Dembele started on the 10, and 20 minutes in, they swapped, and he did not look back. This is funny because I just said the opposite about Jude, but Olise might have found himself a new position in this World Cup, but on Bayern, Harry Kane occupies that space, so he might have to go back to the right, although he's now rumored to Real Madrid, so we'll see what happens there, but Olise is the real deal. He is very good. Logan was on that from the start. for people that don't know, Logan sent an email to the AC Milan like sporting director 4 years ago to buy Elise. That's still unread. And then we have Mbappe get the golden boot with 10 goals. Mbappe has, I believe it's 22 games played and 22 goals scored in the World Cup, which is
And he holds the record for most goals in the World Cup, which is,
and it's in counting because he's definitely going to go to one more. So it'll probably finish with around 26, 28, maybe 30, which is crazy. And this just goes back to what we kind of teased earlier. What he does for France is insane. Like, he's now played in 3 World Cups. He's gone to 2 finals. He's scored a hat trick in 1 final, and he scored the game winning goal in the other, and he was 19. This World Cup, did he make it to the finals? No, but he got the golden boot.
it got to the
And
semifinal.
he got to the semifinal and had a fantastic World Cup. I don't know, maybe Messi. I don't know of any other, and that I like can say that they played better in World Cups. Like, he might be, when it comes to like World
Just
Cup
strictly
players.
World Cup.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah.
He might be 1-1. Maybe Messi's 1-1 and then he's 1-2. Like,
I think it's probably Mbappe. Just like the number of goals he puts out just wins games at the end of the day. I think the
But
other thing
then-
that, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say,
that's longer.
then you look at Messi and you see he's 2 goals behind Mbappe and he has the most assists ever in World Cup history.
That's a good point. But then that gets into the whole Messi Ronaldo debate there too.
And then final team of the season, the number 9, no shock here, Erling Haaland. I believe he had 7 goals as well. Norway quarterfinals, almost beat England. Just maybe the best pure number 9 in, not maybe.
Harry
like,
Kane. Harry Kane.
Yeah, well, Harry Kane is not like a pure 9 in my
but
opinion.
he still is though. Like with everything that he
Yeah.
does, I think Harry Kane, for whatever reason, it took like looking back on his career for him to get the respect that he now gets. Like
Well, that's what happens
people
when you
like
play
were
with
like,
Tottenham.
Lewandowski's way better than him. Like he is way better than Lewandowski ever was. And like that was kind of in like the only other guy that I think is in his echelon from that era is Luis Suarez. Like it's Harry Kane and Luis Suarez are the 2 best strikers we've seen over the last 15 years.
Benzema?
Maybe Benzema too, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll say Haaland's the best old-fashioned number 9. Back to goal.
Put
like,
the ball in the net.
Give me 12 touches and I got 1 goal. Like that type of number 9.
Yeah, I agree with that. What
So,
I will say
Paisan's-
on the Mbappe front, and like I was thinking about this with like watching a lot of these games, World Cup football and like international football in general, I think is easier to watch for casuals because of like how open the games are, right? Like it's less tactical, and I think that's also part of the reason why Mbappe does so well is because he thrives in space and like being able to run and use his speed. So I think that is like one of the other things that really helps him in these kind of tournaments.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That paired with the fact that like France are just totally okay
The
with
best
playing
team, like
fully
should be the
through
best team in
him,
the world. Yeah.
and they just play fully through him. Like Madrid don't necessarily fully play through Mbappe.
Yeah, but I
And so it
also
doesn't-
think like you can't really. I think he's shown at club level you cannot play through him.
What's the difference with France? I don't get it. Like I don't understand. Like why can't he do that for club level? But I would agree.
I
like,
think it's smaller
yeah.
margins. Like it is just smaller, tighter margins at the club level, like at the top. Like to be top, like that's why City, it was so hard for them to win the Champions League. It's not that easy.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying like he's so good
Yeah.
for France. Moving on though, that's the team of the tournament. So Paisans, if you disagree, comment who you think should be in it, or just comment your team of the season. Manager of the tournament, you could take that one, Bose, and take the next one as well.
Yeah, so manager of the tournament has to be Spain's coach, De La Fuente. We already talked about him. Very obvious. I mean, already going to be in the debate for best international coach of all time. Like, I think he's already passed Del Bosque, who was Spain's coach during their big run with, like, Xavi, Iniesta, all those guys. A couple of them honorable mention things we want to talk about here. Serie A, quick highlights on some players. First one, CDK for Belgium, actually lined up as the number 9 for this team, which I honestly hated, and he took advantage of it. So that's going to be really interesting going back to club level with Maurizio Sarri, who tends to play a 4-3-3. So creates kind of something interesting for him to think about, which we can talk about at a later date. Adrien Rabiot, once again, like he's another guy, like plays for France and is dominant for the French. Like dominant, does everything he needs to do, doesn't put a foot wrong. He was great the whole tournament. The other guy in France that I thought was pretty good was Manu Kone before his injury, and he was one of the guys that came in he was the guy. They came in for Tchouaméni, and from everything that I saw, I don't think people know about him yet. And like everybody was like, it was like a burst onto the scene kind of thing. So I think that was an interesting one. On Norway, we had Ostergaard, who played at center back. He's from Genoa. He had some really great performances. Didn't start every game, but was really good when he came in. On Argentina, we obviously had Lautaro Martinez play well. For the U.S., we got to give Wes McKinney a shout out. Luke Humi was under the radar with Colombia. We thought he had a fucking great tournament. And then on Croatia, they got knocked out a little earlier than we thought, but Peter Sutric and Luka Modric were both good players, I thought.
Yeah, and let me just correct my mistake here, Vos. Manu Kone, for whatever reason, this is totally on me, and I'll just wear it. Definitely didn't get injured. I put that as thinking that we were talking about Sassuolo's
No,
Kone.
Oh, no, he
who-
broke the shit out of his leg. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which
Kone had a
sucks.
great game. He had a great game.
He had a great World Cup
before-
up until
yeah.
that point. Yeah.
I think it was 1 or 2 games that he played, but yeah, Manu Kone not injured. Ishmael Kone injured, but still had a good World Cup.
Yeah. That's so bad for Sass, too. And for me.
Yeah,
so I
real
love
bad.
him. Next quick category here, Motts.
Yeah, flops of the tournament. We obviously have Germany losing
Yeah.
to Paraguay. Germany's struggling right now. They haven't got out of the round of 16 for like Euros or World Cup for like since they won it, I think. So
I think their problem has been like lack of consistent players. Like Kimmich has been like the only, and Leroy Sané have been like the two consistent guys
which is
that have been
Leroy
playing.
Sané, like
Ain't it.
having that.
He
yeah.
ain't it.
yeah.
And also, they've been rotating managers. I mean, it would be sick if they went Klopp. I think that would actually be
They
really
did.
cool.
They did.
that officially happened?
Klopp is here we go.
Okay, that'll be good. And if
Yeah.
they just have to stick out that project and he'll figure it out.
Yes, for sure. Next up, Portugal, and more specifically, Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, this was the worst managerial performance I've ever seen from anybody ever. Like, just got it wrong.
I could debate that Roberto Martinez's managerial showcase of the World Cup in 2022 for Belgium was worse, but I would say Portugal has more talent, so this one is actually worse.
It was
Roberto Martinez, not it. Like
not
Leroy
also
Sané,
not it.
not
I
it,
think he
not
also
it.
got fired already too. But like
he's gone.
He is in like in the preview of the World Cup. I was like, oh, Portugal's gonna be really good. Then afterwards, I totally forgot that Roberto Martinez is their manager, and he's not it. Like another guy that's not it.
After the first game, we're all like, wait, Roberto Martinez is why they're not good.
It's why they suck.
And so it'll be interesting to see Portugal moving forward. Probably going to be without Ronaldo moving forward. We'll see though, because it seems like Ronaldo's got like an Allegri type dirt on the Portugal league or in the Portugal nation. Is like, you take
Keep him
me, you
around.
play me. Just like Allegri can just like go from every team, even though he's a terrible manager. Moving on, the next flop. Turkey, terrible flop. They had very solid players. It was the first time they made a World Cup in a very long time. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they have solid players everywhere. And they decided to not try to take a shot within the box. They had a total of, I think, 57 or 60 shots. And I think like 8 of them were on target and even less were in the 18-yard line. They were just ripping from deep for no reason.
They had
They
zero tactics. Zero.
Yeah. And then you take it a level deeper. Yildiz, terrible tournament. He's got some knee issue that I'm worried is going to bleed into the Juventus season. I mean, it did kind of bleed into the Juventus season last season because after like January, Yildiz really wasn't the same player and it's been lingering. So the reports are they're trying to avoid surgery, but they might have surgery. We'll see. But Turkey, that was a lot of people, or at least my dark horse for the tournament, and they fucking sucked.
Dude, I
So,
think
flop.
the thing with Yildiz, though, and we'll talk about it when we talk about Juve in a couple weeks, it's just like he is never going to be what he's been made out to be. I think he's really good, but he is not going to be the best player on any team that's successful.
I hope you're wrong. And then lastly, before we talk Italy and appointments, Maldini, what this World Cup kind of means for Italy, how it kind of sucked for us not being able to watch it or watching another World Cup without Italy. But last flop, halftime show, that was terrible. Ronaldinho and Ronaldo, I don't know how much money they paid you guys to do that, but that was crazy. Ronaldo, you look insane now. I can't, like, that is one of the greatest soccer players ever. He's just fat now. Madonna, that was just weird. I was like, is this a pre-recording? Is this happening right now? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Then you got Ted Lasso and Coach Beard. That didn't really work. And then Justin decided to slow it down. Like, it's a fucking halftime show. Shakira, I thought, did a good job, but the overall, not good and way too long. I was sitting there texting my cousins and you guys being like, this needs to end. Like, I think it was
horrible.
25 or 30 minutes, which is just way too long to have the players like not running.
Yeah,
So that was awful. I would be okay if they never do that again. Terrible. Big flop.
I agree. It was terrible. All right, last thing we want to wrap up on. I got to get going soon.
Yeah. Last thing, Italy national team, big appointment since we've been on here. Maldini is the FIGC president, and he's got unprecedented powers. That is a direct quote from a lot of people that have reported it. And that basically means he can do whatever he wants at every single level. He can appoint the manager, he can appoint the youth system, the person who's going to run the youth systems, whatever he wants to do, he can do. And I will say this, I love that. We
Yeah,
know
no,
what
I do too.
Maldini is for Italy. We saw what he did with Milan. Very underrated. People forget that they won the Scudetto with Milan with not a lot of talent. They had like Tonali, Leao, and Tio Hernandez. And Maldini built that squad, so he can do a lot with the little. He understands obviously who Italy is as a nation and what soccer means to Italy and where Italy is supposed to be within the European landscape of soccer. So he knows what he needs to do. And I have full faith in him. And I think a lot of Italians do. So good appointment. Next
Yeah,
up, who's the coach?
yeah. I think on the Maldini front, like they were finally in a place where they needed to say like we need somebody that's just has winning in their DNA, has won a World Cup, like as a player, has been successful as a at club level in the management staff, and is going to like put us on the right trajectory to being successful again. And having total control of the team is going to be really important in that and in making those decisions. But yeah, I mean, the first decision is coach, which we have gotten wrong at a lot of levels since Mancini. And I like most of the directions I'm going around in. Do you want me to just rip off the names and then we'll kind of talk about each?
Yeah.
All right. So people that were linked to Pep Guardiola, who said he's not going to be doing it for at least a year, which you never know. Andrea Pirlo, Antonio Conte, and then Mancini. I always forget his first name on that one. How do you want to go through these? Because I think they each actually bring something really, really different. And I don't think any of them are necessarily bad. There are two names that I don't want, honestly. But I don't think it's bad.
Let me quickly just say, if Italy gets Pep, that would do so much for Italy, the players, the nation, like the league, the style of play. Like it would do so much.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen? I don't know. Pep
I
would
think it
obviously be
might.
1-1. Like I don't want to spend too much time on Pep because it's so
We
obvious.
know.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But I think the only thing with Pep is like the way I talked about Spain, like they've been doing this for 20 years. Pep would start that process. Like he'd be doing it at the highest level in the national team, but it would like him and Maldini would like put something together to have that like go through the whole system, which is why I want that to happen.
But it's like, is that Pep's next? Like he's so like he wins everywhere. So I don't think he wants to be the builder. I think he'd want to be like, it's built, let me perfect it now. Also, he makes like fucking $30 million.
Yeah, but like think about
it,
it, City.
So,
like
I don't know
he
if we can
kind of
afford
he
that.
built City in a lot of ways, and Barcelona in a lot of ways. Not fully,
That's a good
but
point.
like
Those are valid points. But listen, like obviously, of all those four guys you listed, everybody would
Pep
want
is
Pep, right? Now let's talk about like probably that's a pipe dream, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about now probably the more realistic options that the names are flying around is going to be Mancini, is going to be Pirlo, and is going to be Conte. Now, I think off the rip, Conte, he's not a project guy.
Yeah.
I think we would qualify for the World Cup, the next one with Conte.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think we would.
My issue with Conte and Mancini is the same thing. It's what we've done, and it's what they do in Italy. Just like stick to what you know, throw the guy in there. What's going to happen with both these guys? They're going to take the Cristantes. They're going to take the Pellegrinis. They're going to take the Mancinis. You know what I mean? Like they're going to roll out all the same guys that they know, and like that's going to be it. Like we're gonna go into the Euros with a back line of Mancini, Di Lorenzo, Spinazzola, like all Pellegrini's still going to be starting. Immobile will somehow make the team. Bernadeschi's going to be the right wing. Like it's like an overreaction, but I'm being serious.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, and where I'll counter is I think because Mancini did that, and I think the only way Maldini would hire him is it's like learn from your mistake. Like you didn't change guards when you were supposed to, and it fucked us, right? But you did have
the longest unbeaten run in history,
and we played the best style of Italy soccer under him. We played a 4-3-3. We won the Euros. Like he had lightning in a bottle there.
Yeah.
but when it was time to kind of usher in the new, he didn't, and then he left. He's openly said, like, I regret leaving. I made some mistakes. I know the mistakes I've made. So I like what I've heard from it, but I totally agree with you. Like, in terms of the been there, done that, and we're doing it again, like that, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. The flip side is Pirlo. I don't think he's had a terrible a career managing. It hasn't been amazing. People thought he underachieved at Juventus. Since he's left, he has probably been the best manager since. But what he's done elsewhere hasn't been the best,
Right.
right? Got fired from
And we
Sampdoria.
talk
Then
about
he
that
went
all the
and like,
time. Like the Pirlo firing at Juve is like one of the biggest travesties in the history of Italian football. Like,
nah, just Juventus. Like I wouldn't even say the history. It's just like
dude,
it was the wrong move.
they played great ball under him, and it was going the right direction. That's why, like,
He
I
got,
would like to see it. Like,
but you don't know what you're gonna get. I
right.
also don't. I wouldn't mind seeing a name on here that would. I think that would be a project. He's young. We've seen he can manage.
I know who you're
Like
gonna
he
say.
can. Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
No, you said it. Palladino, right?
Palladino. Yeah, yeah. Like that would be a great. That
I
would
know.
be a great hire as well.
I think it would be. I would have liked to see Grosso over him, but like Grosso got a job, and there's got to be something with Palladino that we don't know. Like he has to be a shithead or something to not have a job again. Because I agree with you,
without a doubt.
like of all these, obviously Pep is your like dream pick. Who do you want it to be?
I think this is so tough because
I want to say Pirlo. Because I love Pirlo, and I've seen him play a great style of soccer. Conte, I don't think it's the guy, and I think your points on Mancini are valid. Like it could happen where he comes back, and then all of a sudden we have the best of Chiesa. Like he brings some other guys in. I don't know. I mean, I would have loved it. I don't know, dude. It's gonna go bad. That's how I feel.
I'm not like, this might sound crazy. I'm not too like worried necessarily about who the coach is. I don't want it to be Conte. If it's Pirlo or Mancini, I'll take it. I'll be fine with it. I just want to see younger players. Like that is my
and new ideas and younger players. Yeah,
exactly. If I see Mancini doing this, what you said, I'm gonna be. Everyone will be pissed, right?
Can you
even
imagine,
Pirlo,
dude?
like
we go
Pirlo taking his friends.
September 19th, 2 months from now, we see the Italy called up for the international breaks, and it's all those fucking guys. That would be devastating.
Horrific. Yeah,
devastating. And it might happen.
So we'll see. A lot to happen on the Italy front. We'll be covering all of it. That was Calcio Culture's World Cup wrap up. You got the Spain won the World Cup. We got the team of the tournament, flops, surprise stories, and covered it all. We are going back to Calcio Culture. If you were with us for just the World Cup, even though we only did like 3 episodes, stay with us because we love you and we appreciate you.
Summer break is over.
Summer break is over. We're getting back into the routines. And so we're going to be coming at you. We're going to do the previews. Obviously, like Bo said, comment what you want. Not a lot has happened in terms of the transfer market in the Serie A. So we will still be coming out with episodes, but we're going to kind of figure out how we're going to do that. But comment, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all your streaming platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Calcio Culture FC. Comment, like, subscribe. We are excited for this coming season of Calcio Culture. It's going to be year 3. And let me tell you something, Bose. I think this is the year we pop off. I think it is
too. It was inevitable.
This is year 3.
And we're here. I agree.
You want to do the sign off?
No, it's your sign off and you're here.
No, you got it. You got it.
Are we ready? We're fully ready for the sign off?
Yeah.
Do we need to say anything or just sign off? Well,
I already said comment, like, subscribe.
Paisanos, don't be gagoots and force the Calcio Culture. We'll see you next week.
Oh, good.